I want to talk about a poll today, and even though I'm not in my usual office studio space and I'm seemingly out in the middle of the woods, I want to break down these Nanos numbers that supposedly are super great to a bunch of liberals on social media. Like, this is being seen by many leftists as like a massive coup, that the liberals are, wait for it, only down 12 points in this poll. If being down 12 points is considered a massive gain for the Liberals, you guys got to pack it up and just dissolve the party at this point. So this new Nanos poll shows that the Conservatives are around like 37.8, 37.9. The Liberals are around 26%. The NDP is at 18. Bloc is at 10. Greens are at 5. And the PPC is at 2. The PPC should also basically just pack it in. I'm sorry, guys. The party's not coming back. It is disorganized. I know a bunch of PPC people are going to say that I'm like a CPC shill. I am running for a Conservative Party nomination in Calgary Signal Hill, but, you know, don't hold it against me telling you the truth. Anyways, but this is considered a really good poll by a lot of basically liberal shills online. And with this poll, even if we take it at face value, and I'll break down why you maybe shouldn't take this poll at face value, even this poll would give the Conservative Party 200 seats in the next election. So they would win a majority by more than like 25 seats or so. If that's considered a great result for you as the Liberals, that's horrible. That's pathetic. It really demonstrates that even with all of the media fire training on Pierre Poilievre, and make no mistake, the media has been going out of its way to take shots at Pierre Poilievre over the last couple of months. And so after this very, very intense spate of propaganda against Pierre, the best they can get is 12 points below the Conservatives. This will start receding back towards the Conservatives over time, and I'm just talking about the Nanos numbers because I doubt any other poll is going to see a significant shift like Nanos did. But why I also don't think that you should even take this Nanos poll at face value is simply look at the previous polls Nanos did. Justin Trudeau is somehow less popular in this poll than Nanos' previous poll, yet the Liberals are up by like 3 or 4% and the NDP is down. I believe even Jagmeet Singh was more popular in this poll than their last one, and the NDP popularity is down. It's completely backwards. And then on the issue polling, like asking people what issues are most important to them during an election, somehow in this poll, like environment is up like 3.5%. So it was like 7.2 before, and now it's like 10.6. And somehow immigration was also down. A issue that is, make no mistake, immigration right now is red hot when it comes to what is influencing people's votes. People think we have way too many people coming into this country every year. They're right. Way too many permanent residents, way too many temporary foreign workers. Justin Trudeau just admitted we had way too many temporary foreign workers, but he's then trying to spin that as a good thing. Daniel Boardman just did a video for us at the National Telegraph on that issue. But somehow immigration went down from like 5% of people interested in voting based on the immigration issue down to like 3. Like, I don't know. I don't see this as being very realistic. Every poll, and this is very important whenever you're breaking down polls, if the polling results don't smell right in terms of the general national feeling, it probably has some issues. It doesn't mean the entire poll is fake. Pollsters are actually in the business of trying to be as accurate as possible in Canada. In the United States, where there's so much money in politics, there's a lot of incentives for pollsters to basically take money to warp a poll a little bit to make that party look like it has a realistic chance of winning in an area that it doesn't. But in Canada, because there's not that much money in politics, like, parties just don't pay pollsters to do like propaganda polls. And so places like Nanos and Abacus and Main Street, they're trying to be as accurate as possible to get as much business as possible from private businesses to do market research. But with this Nanos poll, I think they still have a few baked in sort of liberal biases by accident. It's the way they frame the questions that makes people get into that more lefty mood of asking people, do you care about climate change and like supporting the carbon tax because it's going to stop, you know, the world from burning up? If you pitch a question like that, you're going to have more people answering it in the way you assume that question should be answered. You know, the carbon tax is awful, but if you ask people, do you think we need the carbon tax to stop climate change, there's an implicit kind of assumption in that question that somehow the carbon tax has anything to do with stopping climate change. But getting back to the poll, even if we were to take this poll at face value with the 12% below the Conservative result that the Liberals had, they really need to grapple with the idea that they might need to change leaders before the next election. And even then, I don't really think that they can pull it off. even if they swapped Justin Trudeau out with like Mark Carney, Chrystia Freeland, Sean Fraser, like they seem to want to, the problem is that they're all inheriting the same policy failures. That's the thing. All these liberals saying, look at this poll result. It shows that Justin Trudeau is going to have a big comeback. Guys, read the room, read the temperature of the country right now. People aren't looking for, just a small little policy pivot and then they'll get back on board with the Liberals. It's been 3 elections where the Liberals have stayed in government. After about 3 elections, that's when any populace is going to get really tired of the people in power. It's just the culture of Canada. Once a government's been in for a few cycles, people start to think, well, nothing's really improving around me. Let's get someone else in. And you're not going to short circuit that. It doesn't matter how many attacks they do on Pierre Poilievre, calling him somehow like racist, extremist. He's enabling conspiracy theories in the party, even though the Liberals spread far more conspiracy theories than any other party on the planet. But they're not going to be able to somehow stop Pierre Poilievre through just either a propaganda smear push against him or pushing for pharmacare and dental care. That's what a lot of the liberal influencers are saying. Well, this is the result of pharmacare. Everyone's super happy with the Liberals now because of pharmacare. No, like unless people's actual wages start to go up, unless inflation doesn't just start to slow down, but we actually have things deflate, people are not going to come back to Justin Trudeau. There needs to be significant economic and social reforms made, and the idea that you're supposed to think that by simply just throwing out some more money, people are going to return to you, that's just not how politics works. That's how advisors in governments like to think politics works, because that would be easy. But no, once you've lost trust, it's really hard to just come back to someone's home and say, hey, we're going to give you maybe $50, and that person's not going to immediately run out of the house and buy a Liberal Party membership. It's not how it has ever worked, and it's not how it's going to work into the future. So anyways, that should be it for me today, guys. Normal shameless plug. I am Wyatt Claypool, and I'm running for the Calgary Signal Hill Conservative Party nomination. If you live in Calgary Signal Hill on the west side of Calgary, buy a membership. Check out my website in the description below, wyattclaypool.com, or donate to the National Telegraph's legal fund in the description below. It's a Give, Send, Go link. It helps us fight this ridiculous billionaire developer suing us for defamation he cannot prove. He still has not submitted any evidence for his accusation in court, even though this case has been going on for 2 years. It's exhausting. It's cost me more than $26,000, and I have another $3,000 legal bill coming up here in a second. So anything that you can donate really helps us out, and it helps me be able to focus more on video making rather than trying to find other ways of scratching up money so that my legal bills don't take everything I have away from me. Anyways, see you guys later. Hopefully you didn't hate this format, and hopefully the brook in the background wasn't too loud.